Over the last 2 years, I've sold over 100,000 t-shirts using the print-on-demand model. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I do to pick out a printer and a product using Printify. Having been in the print-on-demand business for well over 5 years now, I'd like to think of myself as some sort of t-shirt expert. Now, there's plenty of platforms out there. I've used printers from Printful to Gelato to even local printers near my hometown. But time and time again, I find myself coming back to Printify because I think they truly offer the best. So everything that I'm diving into on this video, you can take it as I mean what I say. And if you don't believe me with how much I've spent, just look at my dashboard for one of my brands here. So let's get into how I pick first a product and two, a print provider. As you can see, Printify offers many different types of products, from t-shirts to sweatshirts, hoodies, drinkware, sometimes things like Yetis. They do journals, and now something that they're going to be offering is even coffee and supplement brands as well. So even if you don't want to get into apparel, they're bringing a whole other side into print on demand that is definitely going to rock the boat. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be talking about t-shirts, mostly because that's what I sell. 95% of the things that I sell on my print on demand store are t-shirts. I also offer apparel like hoodies, crew necks, and tank tops. But again, my best seller is just the unisex t-shirt. You can't go wrong with it. Everybody has one in their closet. So I'm gonna go ahead and click t-shirt. Now, as you can see, there are tons of t-shirts to choose from. And you can also see the prices. So they're in USD because I'm here in the United States, but this is the pricing prior to having any shipping added on to the cost. So all I know is that when I'm looking here, this is simply just how much I'm paying for the blank t-shirt and one print area. You can see below there is another number in USD, slightly less than what the normal cost is. And this would be the cost if you are on Printify Premium. I can't speak highly enough about Printify Premium. I use Printify Premium for the two brands that I run today, and it's great. It just takes a little bit off of that top line for my cost of goods and allows me to save a little bit of money, but then also has some other perks like Printify Connect and also some of the branding features like adding neck labels and inserts to whatever you're selling from Printify. So as you can see, they offer tons of different brands from Gildan to Bella Canvas, Hanes, you name it. They have pretty much, I think, any kind of blank unisex t-shirt that you could possibly find. They even have some tie-dye options, which is really cool. Now for me, my biggest motivating factor is really the price that I'm going to pay. Prior to setting up a store, I run calculations to determine roughly what my profit margin is going to be. And I prefer my profit margin to be anywhere from 15 to 20%. If it's higher than 20%, then I'm really doing well for that month or that day. So prior to me even choosing a t-shirt to go with, I just need to make sure that it fits within my price range. And for me, that is the biggest factor that I base my decisions off of. The next thing that I base decisions off of is really the overall fit and feel of the shirt. I actually like to do practice orders to determine what kind of t-shirt I prefer to be selling. For example, a Bella Canvas shirt is really comfortable. They're super soft. They're probably like top quality for any t-shirt company. But something that I found is that they can sometimes hug your midsection a little bit, and not that many men prefer the Bella Canvas shirt. More women tend to enjoy that brand. Now, I've also ordered Gildan 5000s. It's 100% cotton. It's a little bit itchy and more of like a boxy kind of shape. I've sold those as well and have gotten feedback that it's not soft enough or it's just too boxy. I would like something a little bit more form-fitting, etc. So I've actually landed on what I think is a pretty happy medium, and that is the Gildan 64,000. So if we scroll down here, we can find the Gildan 64,000 right here. And if you have Printify Premium, you're going to be paying $741 for one area and a blank. This is prior to shipping. So we're going to click on this product. It's going to give us a nice description. Again, put in some trial orders and kind of get an eye and a feel for the kind of shirt that you want to be selling to your customer. Always put yourself in the customer's position. Who is your niche? Who is your customer? Who do you want to be buying these? If it's a man, have a couple neighbors try it on, or one of your friends who's a guy, and get their perspective on it. If you're selling to females, then hit up your female friends and say, would you actually buy this shirt? Would you be happy if you paid, let's say $30 for this shirt? Like, would you think you got good value out of that? And if somebody's saying yes, then it's kind of a no-brainer. So once you're on the Gildan 64,000 page, you're going to see a little description here on the right-hand side. And if we scroll down, we get into our print providers. So after I've narrowed down exactly what I want to be selling, I start to look at print providers and determine who do I want to actually be printing with. And Printify does it in a really smart way. They go by the rating that their print providers have gotten from reviews. So as you can see, Demona T has a 9.4 review rating, which is really nice. They have a bulk discount eligibility, and they actually are one of the brands that allow for branded inserts. So if you're interested in adding in a little slip to help brand your print on demand brand a little bit more, this is a company that you can go with and a printer that you can, trust to get that done. Their sizes are small to 4XL, which is great, and they offer a good amount of colors. Every printer is going to be a little bit different. As you can see here, Underground Threads also gets a very high review, but if you can see, they only offer 5 colors. And they only go up to 3XL. So if your niche includes people who are maybe of a larger size, it may not be a great, printer to go with. As you can see, SwiftPod also has very good ratings and a ton of colors. So if you're in a niche where you're going to be selling bright, colorful, t-shirt designs and you want bright shirts, SwiftPod may be a great choice for you. You have Fulfill Engine at a 9.1, also a good amount of colors to choose from. And of course, Monster Digital, who I actually use time and time again to fulfill my products, because look at that. They have a good amount of colors, decent rating. They have been higher in the past, so I'm not quite sure why this has slightly dipped down. They offer the branded inserts. They also do neck label printing, which I utilize for my brands. And they have a decent average production time. So this is like the amount of time that it takes for them to get my order, print it, and basically ship it out the door. A lot of times I'm getting notifications that something has printed and shipped, sometimes even within 24 hours. We actually got a comment on one of our Facebook ads the other day that said somebody received their shirt within 48 hours of ordering it. By no means do I pay for the express shipping with Printify, but it was kind of cool. Like, they got their shirt super fast when typically it takes about a week for, customers to receive their orders. Now, a little tip and trick to look into is the shipping price. So as you can see, shipping for Monster Digital is $3.99. And if you click this, so as you can see, economy is $3.99 and standard shipping is $4.75. Now, I keep all of my stuff standard. I don't go to economy. I don't want to risk having customers being annoyed that their shirt's taking even longer than it typically does. So I like to stay around that 5 to 7 days in order for a customer to receive their order. So I stick with standard shipping. You absolutely can try economy and switch it up if you need to, but you have to keep this in mind. Take a look at Fulfill Engine. Fulfill Engine, they're priced from $5.19 for shipping, and they want you to pay close to $11 for the blank and the print. So right off the bat, you're saving money by printing with a Monster Digital over a Fulfill Engine. And the same thing kind of goes for these other brands. Now, something to keep in mind is looking into the details. Every printer wants you to look at their profile as like, I'm the winner, I'm the obvious choice, pick me, pick me, pick me. As you can see, they offer the same shipping price as Monster Digital. But something that I do know about SwiftPod, even though they do offer a nice 5XL size t-shirt, they will price their t-shirts differently based off of the color that you're ordering. So as you can see, some of these shirts are $7.91, or, you know, if you're using Printify Premium, but the price that they like to show you is for a blank white shirt. So as you can see, white is a little bit cheaper than all the other shirts. If you're buying just white, it's $7.77 plus then your, you know, $4.75 shipping, versus everything is closer to $8, any other color. So that is something to keep in mind and to be aware of while you're looking at printers. Sometimes the number that they give you is really just for one color, and then the rest of the colors are jacked up. So just make sure that you're doing, you know, your due diligence, you're looking into each printer, and you're making sure that what you're paying is going to fit with that profit margin that you're looking at. I know after running a print-on-demand store for over 5 years now, my cost of goods is roughly around 50%. Anywhere between 40 to 50% is my normal range. If it's more than that, I'm uncomfortable. I think I'm paying too much. So I base my products and my printers off of that statistic alone. I also know that I pay a good amount of money for advertising. Advertising takes up about 25 to 30% of my margin. And so there alone, if you're at 50 and then another 30, 80% of whatever I make is just going away to cost of what I owe my printer and what I owe Facebook for my advertising. Anything that's left over, and that's not talking about other expenses like employees or applications or my Shopify subscription. These are all things to think about and to look into when selecting your printer and your print provider. Let's see if anybody else does this pricing trick. I mean, Demona tees, they're just expensive right off the bat. They want $11.30 for that normal print. Their shipping starts at $4.75. Let's look into some of their colors. I mean, $9.17, you're almost $2 more than Monster Digital. So again, unless you're able to put this higher price onto your customer, or if you're planning on just trying to get an organic following and not spending money on advertising, then going with any printer is probably fine for you. For me and what my husband and I teach in our course, we go with Facebook advertising. We don't do a lot of organic, kind of niche related marketing to get people in the door. We'll really get people in the door through Facebook ads, and then we'll be able to retarget them through email marketing. So this is just stuff to keep in mind, and that I don't think many people talk about when selecting a printer. These are the steps that I take when I'm determining what product I should be selling, as well as what printer I should be printing with on Printify. Let me know in the comments below the printer that you prefer to print with and things that you look for in selecting a printer. And if you're interested in learning about other tips and tricks that I have about Printify, you're going to want to check out this video here.